welcome to a few Goldilock Bears podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about things we love, things that we hate, and things in the middle. This could be things that we're indifferent about, that we're ambivalent about, that we're on the fence about. These are the gray areas of life. These are the things that aren't in the black and white, that they don't maintain to your precious polar opposites.
Hello, this is Vincent Cloud.
I'm John Nemitz.
And I'm David Lauer.
And before we jump into our topics of love, hate, or indifference, let's talk about old topics. And this is a segment we call the Deja Views. I will go. So, Oscars, we've talked about them a couple times now. And I've mentioned my favorite category. But I want to talk about another category, yet it seems like we're still talking about Best Supporting Actor because Cate Blanchett was nominated for Best Supporting Actress in the movie I'm Not There, where she's playing a man. Yeah. So it's like it was written for a man. It's actually about Bob Dylan. It's a really bizarre Bob Dylan biopic where it's like he had so many different areas in his life. He grew and experienced different stuff that the director writer was like, we're just gonna cut him into five different stories played by five different actors. So like there's like this African American kid, there's Richard Gere, there's Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, and Cate Blanchett as like this weird little curveball. And yeah, she plays it as a man, and it works. You guys ever see that movie? Even heard of
No,
it?
I've
Oh,
heard the name of it, and that's about it.
oh
Um,
shit.
I saw the trailer and it looked interesting, but then I kind of remembered I'm like, I'm not a big Bob Dylan fan. I'm not sure if I want to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It is very bizarre. Well, not too bizarre. Um, but yeah, it's a bit fragmented, but it moves well. It's well directed and stuff, and it's all ambitious. Like every Bob Dylan version, it's kind of filmed in a different way. Like I think it's Heath Ledger. He's kind of like 70s style movies and like the way they use those cameras. But with Cate Blanchett, she's in black and white, kind of like documentary style. Like it's like found footage of her, you know. It's very well done. Yeah, like Kate captures that version of Bob Dylan who when he grew out his fro, and he just went electric, but he had this huge pill problem and he was on tour and he was just so hyperactive and androgynous where it's like, oh, that makes sense to get a woman to play him for that particular part of his life. So yeah, I recommend it. It's pretty sweet if you like Kate. uh yeah.
was she like 9 rings were created for man, but they were all of them fools?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. She's so good.
So, okay, now with all this context, what was the original thing you said? Like she was nominated as Best Actress.
Best supporting actress.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it should be Best Actor just because she's playing a man, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was interesting that I talked about best supporting actor, but now I'm gonna say best supporting actress
Oh,
where she
okay.
was
I see.
playing.
I thought
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were saying it was weird that it was that category or whatever. But okay. I'm with you now.
Right. There's oh man, this has happened before too. Someone actually won uh an award for playing a man as well. And a different race. That was weird. Do you guys remember Kindergarten Cop? Remember that short little principal?
Yeah.
Yeah, she played an Asian man and she won best supporting actress. Yeah.
Okay. I loved her in Kindergarten Cop, so I feel like she's got range.
Yeah, it's interesting how time changes for that stuff. Like like the movie Cloud Atlas where like they all got away with playing like Asian people, but none of them dared to play black people at that time. And now I don't think they would even have them playing Asian people anymore.
Yeah, I think the last time it will be acceptable is when Robert Downey Jr. did it in Tropic Thunder. Like after that, they did that in It's Always Sunny, but those episodes aren't available. Like if you want to
Oh,
try and
really?
check them out. Yeah,
They took those down.
yeah.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was so good in Tropic Thunder that he killed it for everybody else. Like, no one's ever going to be this good at this again.
Right, yeah, and like it was clearly satire, but now like that piece of satire has been done. So like
Yeah.
you could claim you're doing the satire, but then it's like, oh, you're just copying Tropic Thunder because you want to put someone in blackface, basically.
And like one of my favorite parts about it in Tropic Thunder is the fact that he played a black guy who was playing a a black guy putting on whiteface, and like I don't I don't know. It was like I don't know. It was like two steps removed. I don't know. It seemed.
Yeah, he was like Australian in
Yeah.
blackface, and then he pretended to be Asian at the very end. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
I don't
gosh.
it's an interesting thing just because like in the future, like I guess it probably hasn't happened yet. Like there'll be someone who was born like a biological male but will win like a best actress, or someone who's born like a biological female that will win best actor because they've transitioned, like Ellen Page or something if she wins, or there's other actors and actresses out there. But like that will happen at some point, and then that will be like, ooh, big controversy, and then people will freak out for no reason.
Well, yeah. Imagine if she would have won Best Lead Actress for Juno. Would Elliot be like, "Hey, man, I'm a man." All
Could
right.
be.
Should we get the show started? I say,
Sure.
let us. We're gonna start off with John. Go ahead, John.
All right. I love the website Snopes. It's always been there for me when I've been like, are there really going to be gang members killing me if I flash my lights at someone on the highway? Or, like, is the state flower of Idaho really a turnip? Like, I don't know. Um,
Things that
I,
keep you up at night.
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. It's just like there's all these like urban legends and stuff, and um, they're really good at just telling you upfront like true, false, partially true, whatever it is, but then they actually tell the story and why there might be a kernel of truth behind it, or like how it originated. Um, and I always find that stuff kind of interesting. Um, it's a good just a resource like for quickly looking up like um did this actually happen or not, or does it happen, did it happen the way people are saying it happened, or whatever. um Admittedly, it had been a while since I had looked at the site, and I when I went at it again today just to like refresh myself on it, I'm like, oh man, it's kind of sad now. Like there's just everything is political, and there's like, oh, is this an AI image or is this a real image? Like, uh, it's still like a very valuable resource that like, someone's investigating this stuff, like all this bullshit that pops up on social media, and you have a place to go and you can say like, okay, was there really a picture of so and so doing such and such or not? Um, but it's sad that like that's what it's come to now. It used to be a lot more fun of a site, I think, and that kind of went away, and due to the needs of our current time.
How long has this website been around?
Oh, like as long as the internet, I feel like I've known
Oh,
about it
really?
for forever. Yeah.
Wow, I only just heard this referenced in like a Workaholics episode
Oh, really?
like 10 years ago or something. I don't know, 7 years ago. Yeah, so weird. Well, I checked it out. They did cover something that I was like, oh yeah, I heard about this where they're like, is ICE capturing Native Americans? And I remember hearing like the fear of it, and our own tribe, our chief, I guess, he put out a statement saying like urging all of us to get our proper tribal IDs. Um, and he was like, you know, you could get them for free. Just visit the website and make sure that you have them and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, I have mine, but I didn't realize it was expired. But anyways, on that website, they mentioned that they mentioned some tribes that were like, yeah, we're urging them to grab your tribal IDs just in case. And so that's sort of stuff that I did hear, and there were some stuff they were like, no, he was detained or whatever, but they were quick to be like, no, like that's what or that's what we heard, that's what was posted online, but it wasn't true. So yeah, I think I'll visit this website more often. Um, it might, yeah, this might be my new Wikipedia because people can actually put up bullshit in Wikipedia, right?
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
But yeah, I'll start visiting this more often. What about you, Dave?
Um, when I saw Snopes.com, I was like, I've heard of it, but I have no idea what it is. And then I Googled it, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay. I remember. But it's like it's not something I've like thought or read about in like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, I feel like. Um, a lot of like it's because kind of what you're mentioning, like with the politicization of everything, where everything's political, like I don't feel like it's super reliable when it comes to something that's political because it's very left leaning. Um, with like anything kind of political, it generally leans left. And it does bring sources. It brings but like the sources that it brings are kind of like you have journalists, you have media and stuff like that, and then you have like university studies and then like government agencies that have like government statistics. And I'm like, but all of those things that you can reference also have political bias. So it's just like one step removed from political bias, and you can kind of cherry pick certain things. So there's certain like I don't want to get into the weeds on it, but there are certain things you can look up that have political bias in them. Um, and it's not everything. There is certain things that I do like it for, or at least I previously had. I swear I used to go on this site like 10 years ago, and it was like a cool thing where you could like, yeah, you'd look up something like, did they ever find DB Cooper? And like, who is it? And it's just like, no. And you know, you would find like fun, cool facts. But then, I don't know, I feel like everything in any type of consumable media online nowadays ends up turning kind of political. And it kind of turns me off of it because like people just they just kind of it's just like a the echo chambers and confirmation bias. And like, you know, you can agree with it or not, or I don't know. It's not a huge deal, but I just didn't think it was like super reliable when I looked up certain news stories over the last 5 years.
I don't
Well,
know. I guess like the ones I've found have all been like very specific. Like, is this image real? Did this thing happen at this place at this time? Like it wasn't like saying like, like, oh, is this move of this politician right or wrong? It was very much like I thought it was like focused enough on like um very specific claims that like um you can like it's hard, like assuming like that they're coming to the truth or not of that specific claim, that I don't really see a lot of politicization in that. Like if you go into more commentary on it, there definitely could be, but that wasn't the type of examples that I came across.
I had just looked up like some of the things that they were saying about the COVID vaccine in like 2021 and like what they were saying was fact when like it's definitely not fact because you can like they put stuff up like the COVID vaccine is going to stop you from contracting COVID or spreading COVID, and that wasn't necessarily true. It wasn't 95% effective at that, but at that time they were saying it was true. And then so but they were getting that from CDC data.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So like,
So it was like you have like a reference of like why you're saying that. But looking back 4 years later, it was wrong. And like the data, like the University of Minnesota, the Center for Infectious Disease, they're like, well, it wasn't 95% effective, it was 53% effective. So, like my problem was is they say that they like, oh, we're using quality sources like government statistics. And my point is government statistics are almost never right or wrong because the government is filled with politicians who all have their own biases and they're gonna say things that kind of suit their interests and their, the people who are backing them. Because all politicians, I believe, are kind of bought out and paid for by certain businesses like pharmaceutical industries and stuff like that.
I feel like
gotcha.
I feel like how Snopes went from like a fun, caring thing and then got political. So did this fucking topic. Uh, um, you still need to. I mean, if they're like their sources, they're not just making shit up. They're coming from something, and that's what I like. I don't like when people are just going on a hunch and they're like, "Oh, well, this website said this," and it's just some person who just wrote a paper claiming to be a doctor or something like that, you know? So at least they are coming from sources, even if they got something wrong. It was, they were trying their damnedest to get the straight stuff to the readers. So I don't know.
I mean, like
Uh,
all science is kind of that way, that like this is our best understanding of this thing at this time. And um, as we learn more, that understanding changes.
Yeah, and that's understandable, but and that's why it's like it was so like jarring for me. I work in the medical field, so like the COVID thing is like something really big to me and all my coworkers, where they come out and state stuff as facts, and it's like we can't say something's a fact because in science you need to gather all the information first, and we're still in the information gathering phase. So it's like, let's not say something's true or untrue yet. Let's say we're unsure. This is what we know so far.
Yeah, that makes sense. The problem
uh,
is there's just so much other stuff that's said with actually no basis behind it, that you want to somehow be able to say like this is at least based on some evidence, based as opposed to zero evidence. But I agree then, like later when it turns out like, oh, that turned out not to be correct, if you don't show the uncertainty up front, it, yeah, kind of bites you in the long run.
uh, I say Segway challenge. So I heard that the Segway challenge. Oh no, there was a rumor that a Segway challenge was put in place because Matt Hagen hated the fact that I said moving on so many times. Snopes
um,
confirms that that was actually true.
That is true.
I heard a rumor the Segway challenge never existed.
Oh man. All right, go ahead myself.
Myself.
Okay, so this is an indifference, and it's about wearing a suit. So I do have some notes in a Goldie look behind the scenes. I didn't really have much a couple episodes ago, and then for this one, feels a little rushed, but I do have some notes for wearing a suit. So um, I have sweating in a three-piece suit. So if those who don't know, and I didn't know this for the longest time, it's pants, jacket, and the third piece is the vest, right? And I was like, three-piece suit always sounded so much fancier than just the vest. And I don't know how you guys feel about vests, but only like Ernest can pull them off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel very odd about a vest. So I just remember being in Eric's wedding, and we were wearing three-piece suits, and I was sweating like a fucking hog. And someone was like, "Oh, relax, it's not you getting married." And I'm like, "It's not that. I'm a fat man in layers,
That is
you know."
hilarious.
I know, but I was like, I didn't even want to like really talk to him because it was so fucking hot. I was like, "It's not that. It's just this fucking suit." Um, I feel like I look boxy in them. Like what's your call it? Stop Making Sense, you know, that really big fucking suit. Just because I feel like my shoulders are like kind of broad, but then the rest of myself isn't. So it's like, I don't know. I think I look really fucking bizarre in a suit. Um, Also, the bow tie, you know, sometimes you don't choose what you're gonna fucking wear on it, like if you're at a wedding or whatever, and there's a bow tie. Turns out girls don't like bow ties. And I don't want to disappoint them, but like if it's fucking there, it's there. But I remember for prom, my date was like, "Don't wear a bow tie." I'm like, "Okay." So I think it was just like a big button there or something like that. But I don't give a fuck. Like it didn't matter to me. I think cufflinks are fucking useless. Like who fucking cares? Like I don't. My attention isn't drawn to the wrist. Like whose is? I don't know. I think that's weird. Um, yeah. What do you guys have to say about wearing suits?
I definitely don't unless I have to. And I guess maybe that's a loose definition of have to. Like I'll dress up for a wedding or whatever, even if I'm not like in the wedding. Like I'll wear a suit or like funerals and that kind of stuff. But like um other than that, like I've gone to work events where there were other people there wearing suits and like I opted against it just because I had no interest in that. Um and yeah, I don't know, like I do think like a lot of people look good in them and I think they actually do maybe improve my appearance for what it's worth, but um I don't know. I just can't get into the suit lifestyle.
It doesn't suit you?
Oh.
Oh, you just burned that on. It could have been the Segway challenge.
Oh, damn
Oh,
it.
this topic doesn't suit me. Oh.
Not since D's nuts. Same thing.
That's a reference
Uh,
to plain nuts, by the way.
Oh my gosh. I have to play that one today, dude.
Somebody brought in a giant container of bar nuts that are like bar seasoned nuts, and then everyone's like, "Oh, they're so good." And I'm like, the only ones that are good are the ones that are like seasoned and covered in toffee. So I'm like, you literally had to coat it in sugar for it to be good.
Well,
But with suits, I don't like suits either. I only wear them if I have to, and that's even funerals. Like, no, I'm not wearing a suit to your funeral. I'll wear a button-up shirt and a tie. I'm not putting on the jacket or the vest. Like like I've only worn suits for weddings and that's it. And like Eric's wedding was horrible. The suit they they miswrote the size. So
Oh.
like the shoulders, I don't remember if it was wingspan or shoulders. It was supposed to be like 38 inches, which is like a regular size person. I'm like 5'10", 180 pounds. but instead of 38 inches, it was 48 inches because the guy writing it down messed up. So there was an extra 10 inches
Oh
of
my God.
wingspan. So my sleeves, there's pictures of this. Like I'm in all of like the groomsmen photos and it's like stand in the back where we can't see your, I have no hands because the sleeves are so long. And like all of these suit places, like I didn't want to run into this problem at my wedding. So I'm like, I want to go to a suit place where I can go in, try it on, and they have the suits on hand. And if that doesn't fit, they can just give me another suit out of the back. And then I realized that that doesn't work that way. Every place, even Men's Warehouse or the places I went to, if your suit doesn't fit, that suit shop will call up their national retailer and then they'll overnight ship something or 2 day ship it and try and get something else. And because they have like giant factories with a bunch of dry cleaners and a bunch of suits in it. And they're like, oh, maybe this one will work for you. So it's like, this kind of fits, and you send it back and you get something, and you're like, okay, it fits a little better. But now it's like the length of the pants are a little too long, but you're like, is it really worth it to try and send it back and get it back? And maybe they'll cut it too short. It's like maybe I'd rather have my pants be a little too long than a little too short. And then it's like this weird like bargaining, and then it's like, ah, screw it, like whatever. I'm just gonna wear this. It's good enough. And it's like the pants are a little wonky, but like the suit jacket fits good. And it's like the vest is too big, but the jacket's gonna cover up the vest. So what do I care if the vest is too big? And it's just, I hate every minute of it. It's just terrible. And I like if I had the money where I could get a tailored suit and just spend $1,500 on a great fitting suit that was always going to fit me, I'd probably like it. But the fact that my experience is always tied to like Men's Warehouse and the terrible service I get there, I'm always going to hate it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not wearing a three-piece suit out to events, just like the the slacks, uh long sleeve shirt, the jacket, that's it. No vest for me. And you talked about vests in general, and I think they're like the dumbest piece of clothing to exist. Like I think there's those like stand-ups talking about it, like I've got a really cold torso, but my arms are overheated. Plus there's like do you know these Patagonia vests? They're like kind of a thick material, like a fleece or whatever. Like all the tech bros wear them with like a long sleeve, like button down shirt underneath it. And it just looks so douchey, I think. And just like such an impractical piece of um like clothing. Like the only vests I would wear are the ones that like photographers wear that have all like the pockets and stuff to put all your stuff in. That's the only kind that seems practical.
Yeah, I think there's only one profession that I think it's understandable to wear a vest, and that's like if you're a lumberjack, basically, where like it's cold out, you want to keep warm, but you need your arms to have mobility because you're swinging an axe. So like if you're chopping wood, then I understand. But yeah, like it makes no sense. It's like I'm gonna heat up my core, even though it's always your extremities, your arms and your fingers that are gonna
Yeah,
get cold first, not your core.
right. Do you guys know how to tie a tie?
Not a bow tie, small tie, I do.
Mm.
I can do
And
like a basic knot for a tie. It's like it looks good. I think it looks good. But if you're like a knot aficionado, you're gonna be like, that's the easy one. That's like easy mode. So like I can do it, but it's I don't know. It always tying a tie always reminded me of doing like yo-yo tricks where you're like trying to spin the knot in the right direction and do it quickly. And then after you're done though, you have to like look down and you be like, oh man, it doesn't even reach my belly button. It's not long enough. And then you have to undo it, retie it again, and just hope that I get the perfect length with it.
Oh, before I forget, Dave, do you remember when Max Holloway would do his walk in with like this shiny, like bedazzled tie? Do you remember that shit?
No, I don't
Oh,
remember
it
that
was
at
so
all.
awesome. Yeah, he used to do that and then he just stopped. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe someone said something. I don't know.
That reminds me. I was watching UFC, the pay-per-view. Was that last weekend or the weekend before? And there's three guys all in a suit: John Anik, Daniel Cormier, and Joe Rogan. And nobody looks worse in a suit than Joe Rogan. Like, I don't know. He's kind of built like a troll. So like his proportions and his ginormous head, it looks like Barry Bonds' head. Like it doesn't work with a suit. But like Daniel Cormier and John Anik, they look great in a suit. And they're like, oh, they look super professional. But then like Joe, I don't know, it doesn't work at all.
Did you guys agree with me about the cufflinks?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, what is
I
that?
I don't really get it. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things that like I feel like some rich person in like a castle in England came up with, a couple hundred years ago, and we're all just paying the price for it because somebody like who was making jewelry was like, "Here, put this. Let's put a little shiny stone in there." And then it's like, and now it's still a thing for some reason.
When I was a kid, I was a ring bearer in my cousin's wedding, and he gave like cufflinks and like a tie clip to everyone. And um, I used the tie clip for quite a long time, but I think I lost the cufflinks right away because I got shirts with buttons.
Do you guys wear, so you guys don't wear a suit to church? It's just a nice shirt and tie?
I
What do you
would.
guys do?
Um, it varies. I mean, I don't know. My church is pretty progressive, so some people are just wearing jeans and like Carhartt hats and stuff. So but I'm not like that at all. I think that's like you got to dress up a little bit. Like, so I always wear a button-up shirt with a collar on it, but I don't always wear a tie. Like, I will sometimes, but generally it's just like khaki pants or black pants and then like a button-up shirt. But it's more like you could wear it to church, but you could also just be going golfing or something.
John, when you did go to church, did they make you dress up?
Um, yeah, I definitely had to wear like a shirt and tie growing up, and then as I got older, I would do like be an usher and stuff, and then I'd wear a suit on those weeks. But if I was just a normal civilian, I wouldn't necessarily wear the whole suit.
Okay, do you guys remember the movie Constantine with Keanu Reeves?
Nope.
He just wears a suit all the time. Just picture Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, his
John Wick.
characters. Yes, we're always wearing suits. Um, I don't know, like I would be interested to I think my roommates and I we all three of us bought suits and we went to a casino or whatever. It was like very low rent casino, it wasn't that fancy. We were probably overdressed if anything. But it was fine. But I think if I would to receive more like attention from females specifically, then I'd be like, yeah, I will continue to wear this. But outside, I can't see what I look like wearing a suit. And like I said, I feel like I look boxy in it. So yeah.
And my jobs I've had ever since graduating have always been super cash, like I can wear like shorts and flip-flops to work or whatever. So a couple of times we had a formal Friday where we all came in like wearing suits and stuff just for fun, kind of.
Suit suit.
I, at my work, like we got a new boss over the last year, and our previous manager would always, it was either a suit or it was a button-up shirt and a tie. Very professional looking, like with a nice belt and nice slacks. And our new manager, when he was a tech, he would always just wear like blue scrubs. He was a nuclear medicine tech, and he would just wear blue scrubs all the time. And now, over the last like year that he's been like manager, he still just wears the regular scrubs. And I'm like, dude, like you've been getting this paycheck a while. Like, update your wardrobe. Like, you don't have to wear like a button-up shirt, but like I feel like managers should dress a little bit more formal, but like he doesn't. And I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just like, you look just like one of us, but you're not one of us. Like, all right, you're up here and everybody else is down here. Like, dress the
Oh,
part.
okay. Yeah, so you kind of resent that. You're just like, If I was if you were a manager, you would dress up, huh?
I wouldn't necessarily dress up, but I would dress nicer. I would not wear cheap scrubs because even like hospital scrubs, there's cheaper ones and then there's more expensive ones. Like I actually today I encountered a doctor and I didn't know it was a doctor because she was wearing scrubs that are like Cherokee brand, which is like the Kmart brand of scrubs. And I didn't know who she was. I didn't recognize her at first. I just thought like, oh, maybe she cleans the rooms or maybe she's with housekeeping. But like, no, she was a doctor, but I didn't realize it because I'm like, usually the doctors or the managers, they dress up a little bit more spendy wise. I don't know. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, a suit or something, but it could just be a little more higher end. And it's like you're making like double the paycheck of everybody else. Like, kind of dress like it. Like,
Oh man, I want you to be
I don't
like
know.
fucking poser. That'd be great. Segway challenge.
Suit yourself.
Oh, there we go. All right. Oh, go ahead, Dave, for closers.
All right. I hate being jealous of someone. Now, I personally have always like prided myself on my, I don't know that I'm priding myself, but I would generally say across most topics, I would say like, I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. I, like, it doesn't, what somebody else does or has, it doesn't affect me. Like I can only like work on stuff that I can control. So I'm not going to let something else bother me. But I hate being jealous because like if you're jealous of someone, you're letting someone else kind of control your feelings or have an influence on your feelings. And I hate, like, I don't want to be like, oh man, I wish I had that, or that would be nice. And it's like super childish and like teenager behavior, I feel like. Because I feel like when you're younger and you're a kid and you're like, oh, my neighbor or my cousin or somebody I know at school has a pool in their backyard, and I'm jealous. I wish I had a pool. And that's normal as a kid. Now that I'm an adult, like I'm not jealous of anyone with a pool. That's a lot of work and maintenance and upkeep. You're gonna have to hire a pool cleaner to come like once a week, and that's a lot of hassle that I don't want. So like I have different perspectives on things, but like there's always one thing and one thing only, and I want us all to share something that makes us jealous. The one thing that always makes me jealous, and I can't ever fucking control it, is when I find out that my coworker is going on a vacation somewhere. And I'm like, oh shit, you're going to Florida for vacation and you're going to an Airbnb on the beach in Destin, Florida. And it's like you're renting a house and you just walk out to the ocean and you're gonna be there for 5 days. I'm always just like, and I'm gonna be stuck at work, miserable. And it's always the same thing. Or like I have a coworker, her family's all from Mexico, so she goes to Mexico all the time. She'll go to like 4 or 5 trips to Mexico a year, and she's single and doesn't have much of a family, so like all of her income she can just spend on trips to Mexico. And I'm so oh man, I would love to travel that much. Like it's all about like people going and traveling or going on vacation. And like I have coworkers that buy like expensive vehicles or expensive houses or like four-wheelers or golf carts, and I don't care about any of that. Like none of that makes me feel jealous at all. But if you say you're going somewhere with a beach, I'm like, oh man, I wish I could go.
This is going to sound lame after that, but that's when you said we had to think of something we're jealous of. It was definitely the travel thing. And for me, it's not so much like getting out of work and being on a beach, but just like, um, I would love to visit like every country and just, see what it's like everywhere. And so whenever I hear of someone going to a place I haven't been to before, I'm just like, oh man, that should be me doing that, not you.
Yeah, that's like another level of it. Like, because people will generally go on vacation to Florida or Mexico, like I mentioned, but every once in a while you hear someone say like, "Oh yeah, we're going to like some random like island in the Pacific," and you're like, "Oh, that's rare." Like people don't generally just like go to Malaysia on a trip. Like, holy crap. Like you're gonna really like see something like different in like out of the norm.
Um, I want to say if someone gets a joke, gets a big laugh, it's not really from my like I don't get that way when it comes to my friends because I'm like, well, I know you fuckers are funny, like that's why I tolerate you, you know. But like if it's someone I don't know, someone I just met or something like that, I will kind of like, hey man, what the fuck? Like I will like there's the quote from There Will Be Blood where he's like, I have a competition in me, you know. I don't want anyone else to win. You know, I'm my feelings aren't as extreme as his. Like I'm not willing to kill over something, but I do feel like, oh, I must sit up a little straighter and pay attention to what's going on. This person did this and got a laugh. I'm gauging the audience like, well, what was it that they liked? Do I know things like that? So yeah, it comes to that, getting laughs from strangers, from a stranger to strangers. Yeah.
And
I've
like,
had that in like I was gonna say I've had that in like short spurts where like if you're around someone new around like you're around like new people and one person's really funny to the other person, but like you don't have that opportunity or like the setup to kind of showcase that you're funny too. And you're like, there was nothing to work with. I didn't there was nothing there. Like what I had nothing to work with. I couldn't be funny and like and try and like impress this person. And it was like, but they and it's just like this disappointment.
this just all reminds me of the jerk store episode of Seinfeld.
Oh yes. The jerk store called and they're running out of you.
Wow. I wanted this to be a future topic and I called it Zingers That Got Away. Because I remember we were at this wedding, we were at Jordan's wedding, and it rained the other day or something like that. And we were trying to get a fire started. And unfortunately, the wood was wet from the day before or whatever. But this dude walks by, and there's like a bunch of us trying to start this fire. He's like, huh, I wonder if it rained the other day or something like I don't know, something's like very insulting and stuff. And he got a laugh from the people around him that were viewing us, but none of us laughed because we're like, fuck you. Like it rained, yeah, and now we have to try and start a fire anyways. Like, I don't know. But I wanted to say something. I wanted to it's like and I think on the way back I thought of something. But I just remember that guy. Just some random dude shows up and gets a big laugh, dunking on us, and we're like, "We don't know you, asshole. You know, you don't know us. Like, what the fuck? This is a wedding. Like, can we be nice? I don't know. I was so outraged. Yeah,
I had that at work where I had to come back. You know, like there's probably like 7 or 8 people or 9 people in the room, and somebody was saying a story, and everybody's kind of listening for the most part. And then I think I said something and somebody else said something at the same time. So the person who was closest to me heard my comeback, and it was so hilarious and it was so funny. They were dying laughing, but nobody else in the room heard it. And I was just like, that it sucks. Like I had a great joke, but nobody heard it, but it is what it is. And then they're like, Dave, tell them what you just said. Just repeat what you just said. And it was that thing where it's like, I'm gonna repeat myself. And I'm like, I don't want to repeat my joke. Like the opportunity came and now it's gone. And it's like, yeah, I said this. And you get like a half-assed laugh out of it and a chuckle. But like it was all about the timing. You needed to hear it right after the person said what they said because like the wit and the speed in which it was said was so good that kind of helped make the joke.
yeah. Oh, Dave, you said, I mean, we're kind of discussing church once again. Isn't envy a sin?
Yes, one of the
Now,
seven deadly sins,
yes,
right?
but then you said I pride myself over not getting
Oh.
jealous.
Oh shit, I'm double dipping on the sins, man.
And then I
But
was like,
hey, that
I lust after my Dave's ability to not do that.
oh, I get so greedy for my lust. Oh,
When I
and my
yeah,
pride. But
this
that's why you go to church to be forgiven for all your sins, man.
I'd rather be slothful and not do any of that. Is that, uh,
That'll get me too.
yeah, jealous, jealous. Oh, you know what's, I find this very funny. When animals get jealous, like you're scratching one cat and the other cat's like, no, and just like, that's so interesting. Such a unifying thing. Like animals can get jealous and they're all going to hell because it's a fucking sin. Uh, yeah. So, John, you don't, you've never been this way. Like maybe when you were younger, you're like, no, if only. You've always just been like, nah, I'm good.
For like, I don't know, like I'm sure when I was a kid, I was jealous of stuff like video game systems and stuff like that that other kids had. Um, but for the most part, like I've always made an effort to be content. Um, maybe that's maybe you're faking it for a while, but eventually you get there.
Oh,
Yeah, and
fake
I
it
think
till you
as
make
we
it.
yeah, oh my gosh. I somebody said fake it till you make it. Oh, I have a work story. I'm going to be very vague because I can't throw certain people under the bus. But I have a coworker who's really, really bad at their job, and then they were saying like, "Oh, fake it till you make it." That's such an American thing. And I was like, "Oh, the irony. They don't realize that we're all laughing at them because they're trying to fake it until they make it because they're so bad at their job."
And being in the medical field, that sounds horrifying. Like, can I
Oh,
get
it
the?
is. It's terrifying.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like when I first read the topic, I'm a big believer in the adage that comparison is the thief of joy. Like I truly believe that. And like there's been conversations where I've heard people like wanting to discuss like how much money you make compared to your peers or whatever. And I'm like, either I'm gonna find out I'm making less than them and then feel shitty, or find out I'm making more and they're gonna like feel um, like uh not I'm trying to think of the word. Not jealousy, but like um whatever, like negatively towards me because of that. It's just like nothing good can come out of it unless we find out like, oh, we make the exact amount, same amount, or who's ever been there longer makes slightly more, like something like that. Otherwise, it just seems like it's just going to cause nothing but issues.
Has anyone been jealous about you?
Oh, I have to believe so. I mean, look at me.
I remember this one guy wanted the girl that I was with, and he would like I barely knew him, but he's like, "So, how was the date?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, it was good." He was like, "Well, that's not what I heard. I heard she like, yeah." He was just like trying to get into my head, and like I was like, "Dude, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know you." It's horrible. Well, this leaves me green with I don't know. It's the end of the show,
Desire
right?
to end the show.
Yeah.
I'm jealous that, or no, wait, that doesn't even work. I was gonna say I'm jealous that we didn't come up with a better ending, but that doesn't even make sense.
Jealous of all those other podcasts and they have good endings.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. All right. That's the end.
All right, Vince, ask me to remind them about the email.
Will do in a different shirt and background. Tell them about the email, John.
Oh, well, like we're sick of coming up with our own topics, so get these lazy listeners and viewers to help us out a bit. So if you have something that you love, hate, or are indifferent to, send an email to topics@afewgoldilockbears.com. We'll put a link in the show notes here and tell us what you love, hate, or are indifferent to and why. And maybe we'll talk about it on the show.